Gather, veterans. It's time to join the fight. The long war begins.
This is The Long War. I'm Rob Baer, and joining me once again are my partners in crime, Kenny Boucher, Mike Haspil, and Wyatt Turk. What's up, guys?
Yo, dog, great to be here.
Greetings and felicitations.
What's up?
Wyatt, you were looking at the ground. Is everything okay?
I was clipping my nails.
Oh, okay.
Personal hygiene is important.
Yeah,
It
Fight
is.
Club rules. Got it.
People tell me on YouTube all the time, clip your effing nails.
Do you have long nails?
No, I don't think so, but YouTube's YouTube.
Yeah.
That's an interesting comment. Yeah,
Fight Club rules
now I
at
want
all
to kind
times.
of, Fight Club rules at all times, but I'm also curious.
Anything
about
else is weird.
Nail length, like.
I don't know. If I see a grown man with slightly long fingernails, my first impression of them is pretty dismal. I'm just like, it's very weird.
No, I agree with you. Like sometimes I get really lazy and forget to clip my nails, and then I notice that they're long, and I'm like, oh, I'm disgusted by you, Kenny. Like, what
Yeah,
is this?
like I've like seen people at tournaments and I've shake their hand. I notice how long their nails are, and I want to wash my hands afterward just because of their nails. Like I feel dirty.
It happens like once every couple of months where I'm painting on stream. And like I keep getting like a weird tingly feeling, like when your nails on a chalkboard, and it's because my nails are just long enough that they keep scraping the construction paper of my workspace.
Yeah, they have to be like shorter than like the end of my finger, or I'm just like, ew.
All right. Well, I've learned so much today.
And Model Clipper is really good at clipping toenails.
That's what I was using.
Because you can go straight across.
Regular ass clippers don't even work on my toes.
Mm-mm.
And I also use my Army Painter file instead of an emery board on my toes.
Now we're just getting weird.
Huh?
Yeah. We crossed over weird a while ago.
He's being
Personal hygiene
utilitarian
is
with his
important.
hobby tools. Yeah, dude. Like, for real.
Hobby on
Take care of your stuff.
hobby on your personal hygiene, dog.
And my emery board that I have is this really high quality one Bonet bought me because she saw me using a metal file on my toes one day. I actually use that on my models. I use it on like my tag bikes and shit. It's so clutch. So, you might be able to find a good hobby tool anywhere. Or personal hygiene
Never
tool.
know.
Yeah.
Table of contents, Book of Russ, Knights. Rob has a lengthy and girthy tabletop marketplace. Haspil has
15 minutes on Titans.
Haspil has a Haspil's Corner that's going to reflect on the new Godzilla vs. Kong movie. And Wyatt has a Would You Rather.
I do. Would you rather have the face of a horse with a human body or a human face with a horse body?
Not a centaur. We're talking just the face.
Yeah.
Not a majestic fantasy beast, but a hideous construct.
Mm-hmm.
Do I still have a massive horse dick?
I feel like
horse?
in both cases you do.
No, because you have a human body.
No, I have my normal 2-inch long penis in my other scenario.
That's just gonna.
Yeah, I mean, my instinct is definitely to go dick with it. Chat is already. But
It's the first thing.
But like, what am I gonna do with that gross, furry, flies buzzing around unit?
You're a horse with a person face.
Yeah, I'm not a majestic centaur. Like I'm with a jacked torso and shit. Like I'm a fucking like a mutant with my normal face. This is still my normal face, at least.
Yeah.
Attached to this long horse neck. God.
Can you speak as if you're a human with a horse head? Can you speak like as a human?
No.
You can only name.
I'm literally a fucking horse now.
You have a horse head with horse vocal cords and mouth parts. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, that's just terrible. But if I'm a horse head dude, I still can talk.
Yeah, because it's a human head.
Is the horse head attached to my normal body? Are we talking like Clydesdale sized or normal horse sized?
I mean, I would make the horse head like proportional to your human body.
So like BoJack Horseman.
Is it like so? It's like human throat and neck all the way up to head.
No, well, yeah, because it's a horse head. I'd say that.
Oof, it is. It is.
Yeah.
Damn. Either way, I mean, I always have to take the one that leaves me with my hands and my appendages. Like, when I'm down to this scenario, I have to default to, at least I can still paint with a horse head. I think. Do horses' eyes see good enough to paint? Like, what's their eyes?
His eyes are on the side, though, because they're not predators.
Yeah.
So you don't have stereoscopic vision.
That's why they have a blind spot in the middle of their vision.
Fuck.
This is bad.
Let me Google horse vision real quick for my final.
It's like being a stormtrooper, but instead of the blind spots are like right here, the blind spots are like
In front
right here, like exactly where you paint.
Horse eyesight facts: 350-degree range of vision. You won't be able to see your finger, then slowly bring your arm forward until you see it. By contrast, if you're a horse, you can hold his hind hoof straight out to his side. It would be almost in the center of his vision. Fuck, that's tough. How good is their eyesight? Horses have very good peripheral vision. Can I paint with my peripheral? They see into the distance better. Be able to see things more detailed than other animals, so they have decent eyesight.
I think I would pick human head on horse body so that I could still talk and tell people to just kill me.
Like the late John Carpenter.
As you are aware of the rules, Mike, that is not death is never an out.
Oh, death is not an out.
You mean I'm
It's
immortal?
not like the
I'm
end
an
of the
immortal
Fly
horse?
where I'm like, please kill me.
Death is never an
So
out.
if I pick this option, I live forever. Like I don't.
No, you just can't. You can't choose.
You
that.
can't just. Yeah.
So I can't
offer
create
yourself.
a scenario where I get murdered.
I mean, not knowingly, no.
Haspil,
That's
I'll
the
murder-
same as suicide.
Haspil. All right. So this is how we'll do it. I'll pick horse body, and when I see you, I will stomp you to death. Don't worry. You can't stop me. As a matter of fact, you have no choice now. Like, so I'm removing like your ability to manipulate that situation. It's locked. It's going. But hopefully, I'm trying to get the cops to put me down as a wild rabid beast.
As a wild crazy.
That doesn't work. 'Cause that's suicide by cop.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm compelled to murder Haspil. Okay,
Yeah,
I will take every reasonable precaution necessary to protect myself from the cops. I will.
Yeah, this one is just, it's terrible.
Well, I gave you such an easy one last time.
Yeah.
Just switch it up.
You're a bad genie.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to take that horse stick for a test
genie.
drive, though. No lie.
Like, there's no good or bad. We exist on a higher plane of morality. I'm just a genie.
They're like Q, but
Like,
genie.
Rob,
Q.
would you fuck a horse?
No.
I mean, like, if you were a horse, would you fuck a horse?
well, that's a whole different thing. I mean, that's your thing.
Yeah,
Fuck horses.
I'm saying. I'm gonna give it a test drive at least once.
I mean, if you're a horse, yeah.
And then maybe
It's socially acceptable and not like bestiality.
And maybe like the rancher will finally put me down when I'm out there fucking around with his horses.
Death by rancher.
That's my equivalent of death by cop.
Death by. What are you kids doing out here?
Haspil, do you live by any pastures with horses?
Actually, I do.
Perfect. That's my first stop on the way to the murder.
Well, I'm like thinking if you have like human face, you have stereoscopic vision, which means you have better depth perception, which means you could run the steeplechase like a champion. Like people couldn't stop. You'd be unstoppable. You could run that circuit like bang. Well, I can see in 3D.
So I could
I
be
can
like
tell
the world's
range.
most famous horse.
But at the end of the day, you're still a horse.
But I'm like a monster
Yeah.
man horse. It's so terrible.
Please kill me.
Give kids nightmares.
terrible.
Good one. All right. Rob, what would you be?
I would be the same as Haspil. I thought I said that.
So make sure you guys are kicking it together doing a hobby sesh on, let's call it July 13th, 2021. Just
Just horsing around.
just doing your thing. And I will, I might be stopping by. I'll handle it.
Get it handled.
Good stuff.
This is almost as bad as the rodeo clown one. right.
Just horsing around.
News Memorial Desk with Rob Baer.
I'm here this time. Well, there's actually a lot of releases going on pre-order this weekend. Of course, Curse City will be on store shelves. Hopefully, you can find it. Just a bunch of emails went out from distributors saying that all the copies they were promised, they're not getting. Yikes. So might be a lot of refunds coming back to people that had already locked in their pre-order, unfortunately. No es bueno. So if your local store has it, you might want to pick it up. It's $200. 61 minis. Not too bad. This week, there's the new White Dwarf going on pre-order. Also, the Warhammer Underworld starter set complete updates to, I don't even know what season are we on. 4 or 5? I can't even remember.
I think we're on 4.
4.
But so it's much needed because there are a lot of people that were, I've spoken to folks that were intimidated about getting into the game.
I mean, just going back and starting over and getting all the cards and stuff. So it's a good place to start. If you can play.
I love that game. I literally think that Warhammer Underworlds is the best game GW's ever made.
I super like it too. I just couldn't keep up with the creep personally.
Yeah. There's a lot of creep.
It was a little rough. But that's starter set $60 US, and they're also coming out with the Crimson Court, which is the vampires, this week as well. So that's $40. They look pretty cool. Essential cards. So there's an extra card pack you can pick up for $18, and also the dice set for the vampires as well for $30. $30 for 8 dice.
I was gonna say 30 dice though, right?
Yeah, sure.
They're special magic dice. I'm not gonna lie, I have custom dice for all my factions. I have the matching dice for them, so I can't hate. Is it a complete reset? No, it's not. It's just it's a new starter. It involves 3 Stormcast that are new banned. They're not like the old Stormcasts against Wraith Creepers, I think. That sounds right. But it's not a total reset. It is just a new starter. So it has all the stuff that you need, comes with, I think, 2 boards that are double-sided. All the tokens, all that stuff. And then 2 decks.
It's basically the same as, the Shadespire starter, the Night Vault starter. I don't think they did they do a Beastgrave starter?
Beastgrave, I think they may have, yeah.
Okay. It's so long ago, I can't remember. So this is just kind of the generic reboot starter.
It's for the 4th season starter.
Yeah.
Underworlds is not Age of Sigmar Kill Team. For those who are wondering, that is Warcry.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, Warcry. I'm getting names confused now, but Warcry is AOS Kill Team.
All right. Oh, it's a team turn. Okay. So what else was there? Oh, so Blood Bowl's getting re-released. So the Blood Bowl starter came out. I think that was the Black Friday release. Was new Blood Bowl. So they're taking a starter, splitting it apart. You can get the pitches for $47, the card packs. Those are new. Those are $27, or the teams themselves, which are $40 each, or the extra players, which are $18 each, or even the referees, which look like Felix and Kochek. Those are $18 each. So if you got the starter, you're probably good off, because I think that was only $125, and we were talking about how in GW money it's basically free. There's also a new expansion book, Death Zone, with a bunch of new star players and things like that, and content. That's $35. But probably the one thing that everybody's been waiting for to come out, I would say, for all of 2021, is the new War Master Titan for Adeptus Titanicus. So this thing is as big as an Imperial Knight for 40K, and it's $160. You only need one for your army. But I can see a lot of people buying this thing and being like, this is my knight, because it's just that dope looking. I can't wait to get that thing together and figure out how to magnetize it.
So it's the size of like a knight right now, like a current Knight Titan?
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know what size base it's on. It's on like a 150 or a 170. It's hard to tell, but I imagine they put it on 150. They're also re-releasing the Adeptus Titanicus rulebook with some updates and things. It's only $35, but maybe more importantly is they've collected all the Legion rules that were in the various book expansions throughout the past couple of years since 2018. So you can actually get a book of just the Legio rules, which is helpful. But if you bought all those books already, you already have them. So it's just one of those things. GW redoing their content. And there is now this is a great value. So they're putting out the Precept Maniple Battle Force for $185, and I think there's over $300 worth of value in it. $325 of value in it. So if you want to get into Titanicus, all you need from that point would be to pick up. You're going to need you're going to need the terminals, which are going to come with the Titans, which are also going to need the arcs, the fire arcs and stuff, and the templates, which I don't know how you would get those at this point. That's interesting. There used to be a rulebook box that came out with the rulebook. You would also get all that on all the objectives and everything. I think it was like $70 or $75, but now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know how you would get that stuff. There is still a Titanicus starter. So maybe you'd have to start there and then pick up the Precept Battle Force. But then at that point, you're like 360 in on this game, but you would have the majority of everything you would need, to be quite honest. So there's not many GW games you can just drop like $400 on and be done. So probably something to be said for that. If you're looking for, maybe something new, something skirmishy, something quicker than one of the main games out there. I did want to mention too that GW stock is down since the first of the year when all this slowdown started happening. We were talking about, less engagement out there and things like that. It's sometimes not worth looking at stocks and every week or even every day, unless you're just like logging into Reddit, talk with your buddies on Wall Street Bets or whatever. But I think it is worth mentioning that, there is a pattern forming across the board, and it's even reflected in GW stock. But this is week 5 of new releases weekly. So it's good to see them getting back on track. But there might be a potential slowdown with the whole Suez Canal situation, unfortunately. So it looks like one of the major shippers is not doing short-term bookings coming from China to Europe right now. So that may impact some of their future releases if they can't get their China manufacturing over to UK to repackage and distribute out to the different places. It could be a problem. It might not be. It's hard to say at this point for a lot of different industries in that matter. But I guess we'll, just kind of see how it goes. GW did announce 2 new Witch Hunters. I guess they said they got rid of New Model Monday, which was really just a shadow teaser on Sunday and then the big reveal on Monday. But the very next Monday, we had new models, so that's cool too. I always like. Was that the models.
One that looked like Lee Van Cleef and had a pistol out like that?
Yeah,
or whatever. That guy is sick.
And a daughter. Yeah,
he looks really good.
I mean, even the one that comes in Curse City looks great. You can make definitely some Inquisitors or something out of it. But those 2 look great too, and we don't know what they're going to. So there's obviously more stuff. I mean, if you're coming out with a whole vampire faction, it stands to reason that you're going to have a few, like monster hunters in there, So I kind of dig it. It's going to be dope. The McFarlane figures started hitting stores. The Sisters Artist Proof is, I think, that is an Amazon exclusive. The Sister colorized version is GameStop exclusive. And then I think Walmart had the Hellblaster and the Hellblaster Artist Proof as well. So 4 different places you got to go if you want to collect them all, but they are out there hitting shelves this week. So look for those. And Modifius put out a Fallout RPG pre-order. So if you're into doing some role playing and like to Fallout the whole universe, want to harness your inner Pip-Boy, well, system.
When are we going to get Chaos McFarlane's?
When are we going to get? Yeah, I know, right? Or Xenos for that matter.
Just buy spawn figs and convert them.
That's what I'm saying. It's like
yeah. Just buy the Violator. Buy it. Make it. How to make a possessed marine? That's too easy right there. And the only other thing I wanted to talk about too was that we're getting closer on Creature Caster's new Judgment Kickstarter, which will be really fun to see miniaturized versions of a lot of our favorite Creature Caster figures. And of course, all the Judgment figures too. So that will be starting up sometime next month. But they have a giveaway going on right now where you could actually win one of the starters from that game. So it's kind of cool. All you got to do is put in your email address. They'll probably mark it to you, but hey.
You got to sign up for their mailing sheet. That's how it works.
Sometimes the juice is worth the squeeze, especially if you win. So, but that's everything that I'm tracking for this week. Oh, there was a really nice trailer for Angels of Death too.
Yes, there was.
I think that came out today. Yeah, looked great. Can't wait to see more on that one. It kind of reminded me of the old Sony PlayStation teaser or like intro screen, but it was more for like Space Hulk, because at the end there was a Gene Stiller rolling up and then it like swung at you and it was just static, and that's kind of how it ended, but it was like with a cultist.
Yeah, but it reminded me of the Hell's Reach because I think it's that guy doing it.
It is, yeah.
Yeah. It looked a lot like that.
A little bit more colorized.
His name's Richard Boylan. It's the same guy.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Thank you.
But
is he the guy that did the Guardsman one?
I think he did.
Yeah, he directed the live action one, the short.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same guy.
Yeah.
I had a correspondence with him when that came out before COVID. Should follow up with him. That shit was tight.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, yeah.
It was very good.
The Emperor protects. He does. It's like, that was super gangster. So totally engaging tabletop marketplace by Rob Baer.
That was more Titans.
It was.
Yep.
Much love. Let's sling it over to Haspil, though. He's got some exciting hot takes.
Speaking of Titans, since you like that segue,
So, you better tread lightly.
Godzilla versus King Kong.
Oh, okay.
Right. So, it is, the way I put it, I'm not going to include any spoilers, but it is my new Scorpion King. It is a movie I feel I can watch over and over again that is just plain dumb fun. The only part of the movie I did not like, I think, were like the first 10 minutes. And there was something I wish that they had done at the end that I was like, oh, you guys didn't do that? Oh, come on. But overall, it is just complete insanity. The human beings are there to explain what's going on in the movie. That's basically their only point. Is
they have a little bit of agency. I like the thing they're doing with this. Like, what's the organization? Monarch. I really like the idea of like Monarch and all the stuff they've been doing with that, because it's like we saw King of the Monsters, where they're just kind of like hopping around the world on this super dope like jumbo jet version of a B-52 bomber looking machine that has like multiple decks and the aircraft carrier thing. And they kind of help out, and they do some stuff, which is very true to the source material. And there was more of that in this film, which I thought was really cool. And again, I don't want to give spoilers. I could gush about this for an hour, but if you have seen the original film from way back in the day, like in the 60s when it came out, there is actually some shot-for-shot remakes from that
direct callbacks
in this new movie, which I was like, I didn't catch it immediately because they're different enough. But when you think about it for a second, you realize you're like, oh, they totally did that in the first film. Like that's the same shot. Like
it's the same thing. It's like, it's very well done. There was a massive science fiction segue that was very pulpy in the film, which I was not expecting. There was a lot of stuff I wasn't expecting. And the way I put it in the pregame show is I said, I said, this is what I imagined happening, is that in the writer's room for this movie, everybody came in, you had the legendary pictures people that were like the judges that would say whether or not something or not would happen. And then you had the Godzilla people on one side and the King Kong people on the other. And they all have like a beverage of their choice, like a bottle of vodka or whiskey or whatever. And the meeting doesn't start until all the bottles are halfway down. Right. And then the other rule is they're not allowed to say no. So you can only say yes, but. And if you keep that in mind when you're watching the movie, that is exactly what happened. Is somebody's like, well, Godzilla does this. And the King Kong guy can't say no. So he's just like, yes, but. and then it just goes absolutely insane. And I felt like I was 10 years old again.
Yeah,
at the end of the movie.
That's how it feels. Like, I really, really enjoy how Legendary is fully embracing the over the top nature of try to make cinema. And they're like, this is for fun. Yeah, and anything that is not to the goal of fun, we don't care about. Yeah. Like, no, we're not going to expound on the human drama and make these people real characters. They're one dimensional and they serve a singular purpose in this 2-hour film. And it is X.
And you may get one sentence. You might get one sentence of exposition that explains something, right? And because it doesn't matter. It's just
literally like nothing matters.
It doesn't matter. It's just kind of like, hey, this is happening. And I'm like, well, why is that? And then somebody will mention it. Like, oh, this is happening because of this. And I'll be like, okay, just go with whatever the movie tells you. Just go with it. Don't try to look at this critically in any way.
Oh, everybody in it has a great time. Like, that's another thing you can tell is that like they have like some really good dramatic actors in these films. Like there's Alexander Skarsgård is in this film. It's like you can tell that he is having a really, really good time doing this movie.
Everybody's having fun.
Yeah.
So I highly recommend it. If you can go to the theater, I would say this is one to see on the big screen.
Yeah, I
but
would agree.
If you can't, HBO Max has it. And the other thing I wanted to talk about was there was some stuff that came out. We all use Amazon. A lot of us read books, from Amazon or on Kindles or whatever. But Amazon is very secretive about how their algorithm works. And I just wanted to bring this up because the way I used to rate stuff, that's going to change now. Because I used to rate like if a book was take it or leave it, you know what I mean? Like I was like, it was okay. That's a 3-star book in my mind, right? It wasn't bad. It wasn't good. It's 3.6 reckon, whatever. Right. So it's like, but Amazon actually regards that as a negative review. And that can kill a book. Wow. So I just want to read through this real quick. So that you guys know how the algorithm looks at books. So if you give somebody a 5-star review, that's considered a good or a great read, right? And that's the only rating that pushes the authors towards more exposure because the way the Amazon ratings work, they now recommend that book to more people, right? If you rate it 4 stars, then it was acceptable, mostly good, right? It is still counted as a positive review, but if the average of the book drops below a 4.5, Amazon starts to suppress the book. Like it starts to not show up in lists. It starts to not show up in stuff. I should also point out that if a book has less than 100 reviews, a lot of this doesn't matter because Amazon doesn't care and it'll suppress the book anyway. So even though a 4-star review everywhere else would be considered very positive, it is a soft negative because if it starts to drop that 4.5 threshold on the rating, then the book just starts getting basically obscured by the algorithm. If you give it a 3-star, the way Amazon looks at this is needs improvement, the book is bad, or you didn't finish the book. So it is outright considered a negative review by Amazon. It is below a 4-star average, authors can't pay to run ads for their books. So that's super important, which means the book's going to disappear off the pages. You're not going to see, it's not going to show up in recommended. It's just going to be gone. It'll be down in the 2 millions or whatever, which means it's pretty much dead. If you give it a 2-star review, Amazon views that as this book was awful, right? And worse than that, but it takes 2 5-star reviews to get back to a 4 average. So they're using a different algorithm for math too.
I fucking knew it. I calculated the shit out of that.
Yeah. So it takes 2 5s to get back. And basically it's reserved for you didn't finish the book because of how badly it was written, or how bad the editing was. Right. And then if you leave a 1-star review, that's basically like this person should not ever be allowed to write a book again. Right. So it's the equivalent of storming into a manager's office and demanding that somebody be fired. It's that serious. Right. It takes 5 5-star reviews to offset a single 1-star review. So when you see people like leaving 1-star reviews and it's like BS because it's like, oh, I ordered this on a Friday and it didn't get here until a Tuesday, 1 star, that person just killed that book. For most books, a single 1-star review during their launch will kill it. And what's really important about that, right, is that if you have an indie author and they're trying to spend, a lot of them spend a lot of money to get traction on the ads and everything so that you can see the book pop up. If it's getting 3-star and 2-star and 1-star reviews, then pretty soon that person can't even pay for the ads anymore. And you're directly telling that independent author not to write that book anymore. Because if they're trying to write a series or something, you're directly telling them you don't want to do that. If you're talking to a traditionally published author, right, the very first thing in a series that the publisher is going to look at is how is this doing, right? And if the book can't break 100 reviews organically, if it's not getting good ratings, then the publisher is going to kill that series. They're not going to throw good money after bad. And as much as the traditional publishers say they don't like Amazon, don't use it, they absolutely do. So it was just something to be aware of, because it definitely, changes. And by the way, Goodreads is also tied into this because Amazon owns them. Goodreads is scammy as fuck. So just be aware of that. And, personally, I don't tend to leave reviews if I think the book is bad. I just don't review it. But it will change what, I will probably be giving out more 5-star reviews because in the past I was just kind of like, I like this book, it's 4 stars.
Or
this book was okay.
Use our mom's advice. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. Like,
yeah.
If like that author, if you're like, you're not like, fuck this guy, he deserves to be fired from all writing. If like your intent is not that, like you're just wanting to say like, fuck this book, just don't say anything. How about that? Because like now you realize that what you're doing is you're going beyond what you thought a 1-star was.
Yeah.
Like you thought it was like, man, fuck this book. No. You're doing way worse than that. Just don't say anything. How about that?
Yeah. And more insidious too is for those, a lot of us don't read books on Amazon, but you look at, you read books on Audible, right? You listen to Audible. Guess who owns Audible?
Amazon.
So I wouldn't be surprised if the ratings work exactly the same way there.
Everybody go find a book called Reborn Apocalypse and give it a 5-star review so that Kenny and I can have more of them. Mm-hmm. Call to action, Long War fan. Do it
do it on Goodreads because you don't need to buy the book to do it on Goodreads.
Yeah. And folks are asking, does that apply to Black Library books as a separate thing? It absolutely does, right? Because Black Library is a publisher just like every other publisher. They just happen to just publish their own Warhammer stuff. So they're a niche publisher. They're like a boutique publisher. But you can bet that if a Black Library book is just getting hammered on reviews, right? And not getting that 5-star thing and everything. First of all, you're not going to see it that often. It's not going to pop up organically.
Unless you search for it.
Unless you search for it.
Yeah.
And it may have GW kill that series, right? And you might be 2 books into a trilogy and they're just like, you know what? This is not worth it. They're in it to make money, not to tell stories. And that's the truth. So it's like they'd love to be in it to tell stories. That's what everyone wants to do is, you know, the publishers get into the publishing business to tell stories. But at the end of the day, man, it takes money to do everything. And if you're not making money, you can't tell stories. So sometimes it's just best to just, you know, stop throwing good money after bad and start a different thing. And that's why sometimes you see lines of books, even in Black Library, that storyline just kind of comes to an end. So anyway, that was like my public service announcement for today.
Well, thank you.
Very helpful and insightful.
I had no idea.
I wrote down like 2 of the things you said, so I don't forget.
Yep.
Appreciate that. So let's do some. Let's cover meat and potatoes real quick. So Wyatt has this Rust thing. What is this?
The Book of Rust. Warzone Caradon. So this is the new supplement. It's been circulating recently. It's got a whole bunch of stuff in there. You know, Mechanicum, Death Guard, Dark Eldar, some Night Titans too. So let's talk about these Night Titans.
Nice.
So one of the armies of renown is a free blade lance. And just like the other armies of renown, there's some restrictions. So all units in the army must be free blades. Note that it's army and not detachment. So an entire army must be free blades.
All these armies of renowns are like that. You can't game it with attachments.
Yes. When determining which qualities and burdens each Freeblade Lance model in your army has, they cannot have a quality or burden that another Freeblade Lance model in your army has until all other qualities or burdens have been selected unless randomly generated. The benefits. All units.
Ooh, this is like that
army,
damnation chart for the cast ones.
Yeah. All units in the army gain the Freeblade Lance keyword. You have access to the Freeblade Lance Warlord trait, relic, and stratagems. Every Freeblade Lance model in your army can have qualities and burdens rather than just one Freeblade per detachment. Freeblade Lance character models in your army gain the Legendary Knight ability. And the Legendary Knight says, Lances are made up of Imperial Knights who, despite their lives of exile, have won mighty victories across the galaxy, forging their own paths of valor and dread. And there are 4 bullet points to this one. So you add 1 to the leadership characteristic of this model. When giving qualities and burdens to this model, you can use the following method instead of the method presented in Codex Imperial Knights. Select 2 from the quality table, select 1 from the burden table. Remember that when determining qualities and burdens each Freeblade Lance model in your army has, they cannot have a quality or burden that another Freeblade Lance model in your army has until all their qualities or burdens have been selected.
So you have to like tuck the shitty ones you don't care about into the like the armorgers and shit.
Yeah.
And then you can have your like baller characters be identical.
Smart.
And then they also have a supplement for House Raven, one of the night houses with
Very popular.
3 warlord traits. So it's like if all your stuff is House Raven, you can use this stuff. One of the warlord traits is Lord of the Trials. Each time an attack is made by this warlord, an unmodified hit roll of 6 automatically wounds the target.
I like hit rolls.
Then they have one Inviolate. Each time this warlord model would lose a wound as a result of a mortal wound, roll 1d6. On a 4 up, that wound is not lost.
Mortal wounds only?
Yeah, 4 feel no pain to mortal wounds.
Pretty powerful. I mean, limiter, but on a 4, that's nasty.
Yeah. Mortals are a great way to deal with knights with crazy invul saves and all that stuff. So it's a good comeback to that. The third one is Blessed by Metallica. Add 2 to this warlord's wound characteristic. This warlord can be repaired by Metallica Tech Priest units as if they were a Metallica vehicle model.
Neat.
Let's see, we've got some relics. Got a rapid fire battle cannon relic. Comes to 72 inch range, assault 2d6, strength 8 -2 for 3 flat damage.
3 flat? I knew it. That's sick.
Yeah, it's got the blast keyword as well.
That's a viciously good fucking relic.
Yeah, the Relentless Wrath.
Didn't they already have a relic like that?
I have no idea.
No, I think it's they do D3.
No, like all battle cannons were doing D3. I thought that had a flat 3 damage. Huh.
Let me go look.
Yeah, because I'm like, I feel like God. Is it an assault weapon or is it rapid fire?
It's assault.
So you
Assault
don't
2d6.
So you don't need to be so I mean not that being in half range was ever a problem for 72 inch range.
Let's see, we've got the Metallican Eye.
Oh, and it's assault, so that doesn't mean you can advance. That's right. Good job, Jimmy.
Each time a ranged attack made by the bearer is allocated to a vehicle or monster model, improve the AP by 1.
See, that was their thing. This is like a redux. So like that used to be Raven's thing. So this is what is this, a warlord trait?
It's a relic.
A relic. So it used to be, I think yes. Okay, so was it a relic or was it just House Raven's like free thing before? Because Raven was very popular because people would take like a single Raven one and it could like, because of that rule, it could, and a rapid fire battle cannon, as I recall, it would fuck other knights. It was like the best anti-knight knight.
I'm not sure.
Well, this one's assault. Are you looking at the full picture of the Codex pages? Or are you looking at the screen caps? Oh, okay.
Looking at Codex Supplement House Raven, full page.
Okay.
I said it was assault, 2d6.
Yeah, no, I know, but I just I wanted to talk about that Bringer of Justice.
You looking at the old rules to compare them for me?
I haven't gotten there yet.
Nah.
I'm getting there.
Just getting there.
We've got what?
I'm going to look up something real quick.
All right. We've got a thermal battle cannon or a thermal cannon relic called Fury of the Keep. It's 36 inch range, assault D6, strength 9, -5 AP, D6 +2 damage blast.
Oh, they get the upgraded thermal melter rule.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's nasty.
Let's see. And then they show off the Freeblade Warlord trait, which is Echoes from the Past. This warlord gains and benefits from one household tradition selected from those described in Codex Imperial Knights, even though they are a Freeblade. Write down this tradition on your army roster or crusade card when this warlord trait is selected. And then they have the Bringer of Justice, which is a Reaper Chainsword relic. Before selecting targets, select one of the profiles. Strike is ×2 strength -4, 6 flat damage.
Yeah.
And sweep is strength user -3, 2 damage. Each time an attack is made with this weapon's sweep profile, make 2 hit rolls instead of 1.
Very nasty.
Pretty cool.
Pitch, I think, called me up. It was a cannon, the Gatling cannon. That was the spicy one they used to take.
Oh, okay.
Because of that extra damage they would do. It was a 2 flat damage, extra shots, and it would explode on 6s, exploding shots. Okay, so yeah, this House Raven shit is nasty.
And they've got
but that was a free blade, right? That was the new free.
Yeah, it was a free blade relic for the
swinging
sword. Yes. The guns were Metallica for House Raven. Let's see. We've got 4 free blade strats. Brothers and Sisters in Burden for 1 CP. Use a stratagem at the start of your turn. Select one Freeblade Lance character model from your army. All friendly Freeblade Lance models within 6 inches of that model do not have to test for any burdens they have this turn.
Is burden test leadership based?
It's the way leadership used to be.
Yeah. Old
In
school leadership
7th.
test, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Which is what makes sense why that one was giving him +1 leadership so that he himself. Yeah, I get it.
We've got Strength from Exile, 1 CP or 2 CP. Use this strat in your shooting phase when a Freeblade Lance model from your army is selected to shoot or in the fight phase. Until the end of the phase, while that model is more than 12 inches away from any friendly models, each time it makes an attack, reroll a hit roll of 1 and reroll a wound roll of 1. If
A
that
single
model
of each?
is in...
Is this a single hit and wound roll?
No, each time it makes an attack.
Ooh,
So
so as long as
all
it's
of it.
further than 12 inches away?
Yeah, while that model is more than 12 inches away from any friendly models. If that model is an Acastus class or Dominus class model, this stratagem costs 2 CP. Otherwise, it costs 1.
That makes sense. Update on the battle cannon thing. It's just like you guys said, the current one, it does D3 damage, and it's
The current one
not
is flat
assault.
3.
Yeah, and this one does flat 3, and it's rapid, or it's assault,
Okay.
not heavy.
So that's the change.
Let's see. We've got Deeds of Legend for 1 CP. Use a stratagem in any phase. When a Freeblade Lance model from your army destroys an enemy vehicle, monster, or character unit, that model gains 1 quality of your choice for the rest of the battle. It does not gain any burdens. This must be a quality that model does not already have and cannot be a quality that another Freeblade Lance model in your army has unless all other qualities have been selected or unless randomly generated. If you select the Indomitable quality and that model has lost any wounds, it regains 1 lost wound. You can only use the stratagem once.
So you can get another quality.
Yes. And then they have Requisition Strat, Favored Knight for 2 CP. Use this strat before the battle when you are mustering your army. Select one Freeblade Lance character model from your army that has 1 heirloom of the Noble House's relic. That model can have a second heirloom of the Noble House's relic. This must be a relic they could have. Each relic in your army must be unique. You can only use this stratagem once.
It's pretty classic. Expensive.
Yeah.
But there's some strong relics.
Oh, yeah. And then we've got the Raven strats. Hammer Blow, 1 CP or 3 CP. Use a strat in your shooting phase when a House Raven model from your army that remained stationary this turn is selected to shoot. Until the end of the turn, that model cannot make a charge move. Each time that model makes a range attack with a weapon that has the blast ability, re-roll a hit roll of 1. If the target unit contained 6 or more models when this unit was selected to shoot, you can re-roll the attack's hit roll instead. If that model is in a Castus class or Dominus class, this stratagem costs 3 CP, otherwise it costs 1.
That's pricey.
There's some really good qualities. Like one of them is you can control.
I want to hear the qualities chart, the full one.
You want me to?
Codex
You want,
Knights.
Read it real quick because like a lot of this depends on
Okay, so there's 6 of them. The first one is reroll hit rolls of 1 for the Freeblade's attack against units of 10 or more models. Second one is reroll hit rolls of 1 for this Freeblade when it targets the enemy warlord. But I think probably what's more important is if this Freeblade is within range of an objective marker, it controls the objective marker even if there are more enemy models within range of the same marker. And then if they both have the ability, then it's controlled by the player who has the both models within range of it as normal. 3 is it can perform heroic interventions as if it was a character and can do so if the enemy units are within 6 at the end of the enemy's charge phase and can move up to 6 when doing so.
6H heroic intervention on a night. Real good.
Yeah.
Real good. You can't get near those objectives, baby.
Nope.
That's auto. That's auto. You got to add that.
Remember, all these guys, like can have them, but they can't have the same combination or whatever. When this quality is chosen or generated, roll a d6 on a 1 to 2, add 2 to its movement. On a 4 or 5 weapon skill, it gets +1. On a 6, improve its ballistic skill by +1. Okay.
Some similar stuff from the cast one, the damnation chart or whatever it was.
Oh yeah, that's
not
right.
The damnation chart. We had this for our free play for our stuff too, like packs and damnations or something like that. Some of these are similar.
Add 1 to free blade's wounds and leadership, and the last one is once per battle round you can reroll a single hit wound roll, damage roll, charge roll, or saving throw for this free blade.
Yeah, it's not too hard to get if you had some like 2 badass knights and a bunch of armorers. You need 6 units, so you need 7 units.
That's easy to do,
right? To do everything we want to do because I want both my I mean, damn, there's so many to pick from. Yeah, you'd have to game it a little bit, and then use that stratagem to stack again. But you can get a pretty fucking vicious badass out there standing on objectives that you literally can't get within 3 of because he has 6-inch heroic intervention. And then like the other guy you can get within 3 of has the objective secure. But
yeah.
There's definitely some play there. Like it's pretty cool. Like I would deep dive on that with this new free blade shit.
I just thought it was worth mentioning because we kept talking about how you can get more or less and stuff.
Appreciate that. Back to Wyatt.
All right. Let's see. Honor and Violate. 2 CP or 3 CP. Use a stratagem in your shooting phase when a House Raven model from your army is selected to shoot. Until the end of the phase, if that model did not advance, add 1 to the strength characteristic of ranged weapons that model is equipped with. If that model is in a Castus class or Dominus class, the stratagem costs 3 CP, otherwise it costs 2.
Oh, God. That's a good one, but it's so expensive.
Strong. Yeah. Lockstep Advance, 1 CP or 3 CP. Use this stratagem when you select a House Raven unit from your army to move in your movement phase. Until the end of that turn, that unit's move characteristic is halved, but each time this model shoots with a weapon that makes a random number of attacks, when determining the number of attacks it makes with that weapon, roll 1 additional dice and discard 1 of the dice. If that model is in a Castus class or Dominus class, costs 3, otherwise it costs 1.
That's the horny maker right there.
It's pretty cool.
It's expensive, but damn, it's good with that relic rapid fire battle cannon, or assault battle cannon. Like that is,
That's pretty cool.
Because did it say each time you roll a random? What is this?
It says until the end of the turn, you cut their movement in half, and then each time this model shoots with a weapon that makes a random number of attacks, you make the extra roll.
Damn, so he gets to roll 3d6 instead of 2d6 and farm the 2 best results. Whew, that's a multiplier for that 3 flat damage gun.
It's really cool. Crimson Wall, 2 CP. Use a stratagem in the fight phase when a melee attack is allocated to a House Raven character model from your army. That saving throw is automatically a 6. Do not roll.
Wait. Dope. How many CP?
2 CP.
Could definitely frustrate somebody. I can see myself.
If you need it, yeah.
Well, that's kind of like my Corbulo reroll all the way at the end for the last Melta.
Yeah.
Like I can see myself like, oh, here we go. My last wound. Here's that Melta hits wounds. Oh no. Oh, hold on. I just made my save. No, don't worry.
Yep.
That's my last shot. I know.
Yeah. Just made my save. Sorry.
Nice. Shadow's Reach, 2 CP. Use a stratagem at the start of your opponent's movement phase. Select 1 House Raven model from your army, excluding an Armiger class model. Until the end of the phase, enemy models are considered to be within engagement range of that model while they were within 3 inches horizontally and 5 inches vertically instead of 1 inch and 5 inch.
That's the attack people on a building stratagem.
Yeah.
Colossi Eternal, 3 CP. Use a stratagem at the start of your opponent's shooting phase. Select 1 House Raven model from your army, excluding Armigers. Then select 2 other House Raven models within 3 inches of that model. Until the end of the phase, While those 2 other models are within 3 inches of the first model you selected, all 3 of those models gain a 4-up invulnerable save against range attacks. You can only do this stratagem once.
When is it played or sequence wise?
Start of your opponent's shooting phase.
Protects 3 knights.
And it protects 3
knights.
Protects 3 knights.
Yeah, it's rotate iron shields, but they have to be close together because it's within 3 inches.
And how many CP is it?
It's 3.
3. So you just that's not really a savings. I mean, it still matters because with the way where it's at Iron Shield works is like you're like, oh, I do it on one guy and then he just stops shooting that guy.
Right.
So like this is like you're paying it all at once for 3.
I mean, I see this as because knights have a pretty good movement value. You deploy 3 knights within 3 inches of the middle one, and then if you go second. This is your avoid the alpha strike.
No, I would budget for this. I mean, because it's not always going to matter. That's the good thing about it. You budget for it, but like a lot of armies, like you don't have to do that. Like you're going to look at their firepower.
Yeah.
No, but that's sick. Like if, for example, if you were going up against like 9 attack bikes and 6 land speeders and multi meltas,
or even just wants to go out and eradicate it.
Let's see. Horrors at Bay, 1 CP. Use this stratagem in the fight phase when an enemy unit within engagement range of a House Raven model from your army is selected to fight. Till the end of the phase, only the models in that unit that are within engagement range of your House Raven model can make close combat attacks against it. So it's sort of like the Dark Angels one, where it's like you can turn off like the back ranks of a
you only people touching you, so you can like tag somebody on the flank and then play this, and so they can't do anything. Only the guys touching you. Yeah. Flexible. I like that's cool.
Yeah, and it's the fight phase, so you can do it in yours or your opponent's, which is nice. Last one is Rolling Thunder for 1 CP. Use a stratagem in your charge phase after a House Raven model from your army, excluding Armature class model, ends the charge move. Until the end of the turn, while an enemy model is within 3 inches of this House Raven model, each time that enemy model makes an attack, subtract 1 from the attack's hit roll.
I got some useful things. How many CP was that?
1.
And now knights have more CP than they used to. So this is. I'm with it. I like the relics. I like some of this. I mean, there's some power in there. Some offense. I'm always intrigued by the knight stuff. We're gonna have to think about knights if we go to that team tournament in Vegas.
Yeah. If the GK don't have a new book by then, I'll probably be playing Crons. Unless they segment stuff out, you know what I mean?
Depends on we got to take a look at what they let us do.
Which, speaking of, I signed up for the Flying Monkey GT.
Yeah,
that's true.
So
where is that relation to you?
Wichita. It's 6 hours away, so it's within driving distance, which is what's really tempting because I don't know what to bring.
6 hours in Kansas, that was like 12 hours other places.
Oh yeah, it's like 24 hours everywhere else.
Every time we drive through it, we used to go to Depticon. I'm like, oh my god.
But I'm because I can drive out there. I'm thinking of taking a bunch of ludicrous stuff, like the Silent King and all these things I can't normally transport.
That's true. Do
like
it.
Bring the Silent King and bring a bunch of Ghost Arcs and Doomsday Arcs. And
you need to link up with Kara Quinn. He's gonna go. He says he's going.
Oh, really?
Nice.
What about the Void Dragon?
Void Dragon, yeah.
Yeah.
Like the Void Dragon.
And the Nightbringer.
Go fucking all out. Yeah.
Yeah. No balls.
I'm just going to get 6 games in, so I'm not trying to do anything cool.
Mike Haspil, 3 weeks ago, fuck tournaments. Then a week ago, how many land speeders can I get painted from a fucking from us?
I'm not saying the Blood Ravens might not come out, but it is very, very tempting to be like, hey, these are models that I only play with at the Haven because I have it's a beast of a time to try to transport. I wouldn't even want to try to transport the Silent King, honestly. Like,
bruh, on your lap, on an airplane, not in a box. That's the only way.
What is this? What is this, Dr. Seuss? Did you just Dr. Seuss us?
What?
Listen to what he just said. Say it again.
Oh, I guess I kind of see that it's like has the cadence of Dr. Seuss rhyme.
Yeah.
In a box on your lap, in a plane, there is no other way. Some shit like that.
It's Dr. Seuss us, bro.
Yeah.
That's you're right. I did.
I will not put him in a box. I will not put him on a plane. I will not put him on a train.
Even better if you like write that whole thing up, you type that whole thing up you just said, and just put it on like a card around your neck and just pretend you can't talk. Just like walk straight through the airport with that motherfucker.
You want to take your chances with TSA on memes?
No.
I'm for it, but
I've seen them wreck shit.
Good point. Well, night's exciting. More exciting than I thought they would. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, House Raven, powerful. And now I'm thinking about tournaments again. Mike Haspil's talking about going to Flying Monkey GT. We're
going to Dallas Open at the end of this month.
Nature is healing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
They do move in herds.
No borders, one people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I watched The Winter Soldier. I'm caught up. I was trying to troll you like I hadn't seen it yet, but I did. But also, we might go to. We're kind of getting hyped for maybe the team tournament in Vegas, and also
I'm 100% hyped for that. Like if we go, I'm in.
It's so we have to do it. We have to go to like Sears, buy the cheapest black suit you can get, like a black fedora, and like dollar store Ray-Ban knockoffs, and we have to show up like the fucking Blues Brothers.
But we have to also like do it like that inefficiently, where like we spend an extra few days driving around and picking everyone up.
Yeah. Like,
oh yeah.
Since Rob won't fly, that just makes sense.
We make a video of it.
Rob has to pick us
the band back together.
Yeah, I have to pick you. I probably have the biggest car.
We just make it like a dope like week-long road trip of going back to Vegas.
Yeah,
getting the band back together.
We'll film it. It'd be sick. And then, like we don't really participate in the team tournament at Adepticon anymore, but Adepticon 2022, I imagine November is when they're going to do all their tickets and everything like they always do.
Probably, yeah.
So, obviously we all want to go. And they announced their dates. I can go. We're probably going to try to sneak in and get a long war doubles and 9th edition setup, which is actually
Pogs.
With Pogs, which is actually really easy now.
Champ. Yeah.
9th edition actually is really easy for our doubles format. We almost don't have to do anything. Like we just have to change the total so the percentages still match, like or whatever, because it's already there in the scorecard. And so it's gonna be sick with the hobby scores and everything. And then it's like we might actually have to bring back the long war 4-man team.
I'm thinking we might. I mean, it's been a long time.
Got to do it.
And we've had success last 2 times we did it. We won Best Heretical with our Chaos shit. And then even though we didn't win anything with your Epic Display, you did make the top 10 GW list.
Which was huge. That's like my hobby high watermark, man.
Yeah. And part of the fun of the team tournament too, like the ATC style Vegas tournament is like a different type of scheming, but like you get the fun team scheming, right? And then you look at Adepticon, it's like a totally different format where it's like you basically play doubles, but they have custom detachments and restrictions and things like that. So it's like a whole different type of scheming. And so like I'm looking forward to just like the team scheme like that we're going to be doing.
Yeah, was it a 5-man team or is it going to be a 5-man team though?
For Vegas? I assume so, yes.
Yeah. So we're gonna get ass kicked there. So it's not even too worried about it. It's a higher level of singular like attacker defender role that we're just not going to be prepared for as a Blues Brother unit. So we're just not going to be able to get our we're basically just have to all matchup strategy go. It's just going to be delegated upon by one person and take your licks and take your wins where you can get them. The 4-man Adepticon shit, however, I'm far more hyped on it because it's so much farther away.
Yeah.
And then we're all kind of talking about the detachment right now. And we're all painting, dudes with wings in their names. I'm like, could we just do a Marine Like
Angels of Death.
Yeah.
Angels of Death?
Yeah. My plan for Vegas right now, though, is for a 5th edition like Grey Knight Codex to come out between now and then. That's my
Fingers
strategy,
crossed.
and it's unbeatable. Don't do me.
Never know.
Don't do me wrong, G-Dub. Like, hook me up.
It could be like a weird scenario where, like, by the time that rolls around, because Grey Knights are still using their like 8th edition decks, they could have like some jank like advantages over
Some
the
jank weirdness,
the,
yeah.
the 9E stuff. So it might be worth it.
Yeah, we have to figure it out because we got to,
I mean, I'm just saying, like, there's a couple of very psyker heavy lists that are very, very popular, and it'll probably still be popular 5 months from now, and Grey Knights would fuck them.
Yeah.
That could be like our trump card to the preposterous like Slaneshi Demons list. That's super hard to
we
play
have to,
against.
but then when you go to the 4-man team, you have to look at it differently, though. We're not going to win it. It's impossible. What we're looking to do is to win a big faction award. Get another set of medals.
Right.
And so we've always done well at that, you know, like curated that. And so I've got multiple best reticles in the background, you know, it's like, Haspil was a part of one of those too. And Rob,
Yes,
so it's like,
to my everlasting shame.
yep. He was like, I'll do it, but fucking, I get to pick next year.
I
even
get
if
to
it's,
pick the next year.
and I played the sisters. I played the fucking sisters next year. I was like, fine, you're right. And, we just, unfortunately, for some reason, like, even though we had the sickest display ever, like, I think it was because the gaminess of our actual detachments was like this. It was like the classic, like, yeah, we have this theme, but we also took like the best of what we could from those.
I don't know. I feel like the stakes are so high now when people need like furniture dollies to bring their displays in.
Right, that's best. That's best team display. There's so many awards.
Yeah,
okay.
Like, we're not looking for that. And so the reason we won best heretical that year was because we did the 4 Chaos Powers, Chaos Space Marines, but didn't do the normal thing where people are like, I've got the 4 powers represented, but you took like the best version. Like you dipped into the Demon Codex for an optimal version. You dipped in over here. We were like, nope, Lucius the Eternal, Karn the Betrayer, motherfucking, you know, Armand when he was old rules, and fucking Typhus. Like, it was these are our leaders, straight up horrible. And we all had a Land Raider, and we had something cool in the Land Raider, like Terminators, and we had fucking mutilators for corn. We're like, it was awful, dude. We had some cultists and Helldrakes and shit. Like, it was just like and so when the guys came by to judge us, and I was like, look, before you write anything down, I just want you to acknowledge them. We're the only dudes in this fucking room, 1,000 people, who fucking have Lucius the Eternal. Who said we're doing the 4 Chaos Powers, and we deliberately did not do what other people do.
Yeah.
We tried to sell you on we took the 4 Chaos Powers, but we made it as optimized. Nope, we did not. We literally have some 1,000-some Terminators walking around with Armand like hobos. We had some fucking Lucius the Eternal with some fucking Slanesh Terminators like hobos.
Which was really sad, and I still feel bad for their opponents because it was hilarious. We were like, turn 1, he aced Lucius the Eternal, and we were playing with him, and then Kenny looks over and
Karn the Betrayer, right?
No, I
thought he had 2 of save.
Because I said he has Eternal Warrior.
Oh.
And then you're like, he doesn't.
He does
in
not
fact have Eternal
You're like,
Warrior.
no, he's cool. It's
and
double,
we were like, oh. Like,
double
I'm sorry,
toughness weapon. He's fine. He's obviously Eternal Warrior with Eternal in his name. And I was like, he does not. He has a power
does
sword.
not have Eternal Warrior.
He's a 5-up vulnerable and a power sword. End of list.
Yeah, took him off the table, apologized immediately.
And then like on another table,
Warrior.
Rob's over here throwing like 2-up saves for a card. And he's like, these guys are 2-up saves. He's like, no. He's like, sorry, he's dead, guys. And he just takes them off the table.
That's good times, man. Good times.
Oh, dude, it was. We did almost beat Tony Kovac, though. Remember me and Haspil?
Yes.
It was, they weren't ready. It was so bad they weren't ready for it. So they like were giving it so much fucking room, and so
And I
much
was so
respect.
worried about the Terminators, I didn't take them out of the Land Raider. In time.
That was our one mistake.
got.
That was our one mistake. But like they were like, you had us sweating with this dumb shit. I'm like, that's all I wanted to hear, guys. It was like.
It was just fun. I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm pumped. I'm pumped for this. It's like I'm not going to win.
Yes.
I'm going to play.
Yes. All
and
in.
just hang out and I miss that so much.
Yeah, and we know Quinn. The team tournament for Vegas is is ATC, ITC, or ATC ETC format. Which, not to brag, but I was on the team that won the first 2 of those. I'm pretty familiar with how it works.
I think I was there too.
Oh yeah, Rob was there too. I think he was our winning point guy one of those years too. Like with your
y'all kept comparing me. Y'all kept throwing me under the bus that year too. And I was like,
with your guard. It was with your guard, right?
Yeah, I was like, I got this. Yeah. I mean, it was leaf blower. I mean, what do you want?
I mean, that's the point of the format, though. Is you take the gangster shit.
Yeah, that's true.
Like we took some gangster shit. All right, well, fuck it. I think that's it.
You want me to say it? Yep. All right, fine. Haspil, take us out.
I've got my country's 500th anniversary to plan, my wedding to arrange, my wife to murder, and Gilder to frame for it. I'm swamped.